Welcome to the Two Big D's podcast. It's your new friends.
Dan Cash.
I'm Danny Kosh, but we are not the big D's you're here for. This episode is crammed with so much D. We've got D.
Dating.
This is D.
Dad life.
Relationship highs and lows of the week.
We've got your big D's.
Decisions.
Where you've written in to ask for our help making some big life decisions for some reason. And let's not forget the two big D's.
Discussions.
Where we delve into two hot topics and news features from the week. And at the end of the episode, we will decide who gave the best D. But really, we're here to entertain, make you laugh, make each other laugh, and just generally
wang
a little bit more D into your week. Wang.
I don't know. Let's do it. Dating versus dad life. Who won this week?
I mean, I feel pretty confident about my chances.
Okay.
Because we went to see the Taylor Swift Eras Tour film.
Oh my gosh.
Just me and my wife. Another date night. 2 in a month, I know.
I know. Look at you guys.
And you'd think we didn't have kids. But it was so good.
Was
It
it?
was so good.
I was so excited. I need to go and see it
so
soon.
in love with Taylor Swift.
Was everybody dancing like in this?
Not really.
Were you dancing?
A little bit. I mean, really, it's a small city, isn't it? And it was quite a quiet screening.
You went to an Everyman.
An
right?
Everyman.
Was it lovely? An Everyman.
An Everyman. It was, it's so nice.
It's nice, isn't it? I went to see The Little Mermaid there. It's fantasy.
But the thing is, right, you sit on a sofa and you immediately want to fall asleep.
Relatable.
I think that's part of being a
Relatable
parent.
content.
It's like, oh, I get to sit down, let me sleep. But no, it's like we had lunch beforehand, which was such a mistake because like everyone around us got food and it smelled so good. Like someone had like these loaded fries or whatever. Oh my God. I was like immediate regret. Like, there were some kids there as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's like the chants that you do at different points. So in Delicate, you shout 1, 2, 3, let's go, bitch.
Look, I'm not as deep down the Swiftie rabbit
I
hole.
thought that was common knowledge.
Maybe in the circles in which you run. But carry on.
Yeah, so it was good. It was like good fun. But Taylor Swift, she's so good. And like my favourite albums from Taylor Swift are Folklore.
Wait. I was going to try and guess what they were.
Oh, guess what they are? Guess what my favourite albums are?
Folklore.
Yes.
I know you're very divided over Lover.
I am.
Folklore. I would say 1989.
Not one of my top 3.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to say Red?
No.
Oh, you're just going to have to tell me
I
then.
have to tell you. My favourite 2
Yeah.
are Folklore and Reputation.
Oh, Reputation. I knew that.
Big
Because you're a dramatic, messy bitch.
I am.
Are you going to guess mine? Wait, you probably know. Top 3.
Definitely Evermore.
Yes, very much so.
I'd say Red as well.
Yes, very much so.
And Speak Now.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. You've got 'em. I'm such an open book. Yeah, those are my 3.
Yeah. My third is probably, I don't know. I think it's probably at this point Midnights.
Do you know what? I like Midnights, but I don't know it inside and out.
So the Eras Tour, the film, has changed my opinion on some things.
Oh.
Because, so my top 2 are Folklore and Reputation.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I watch the Reputation Stadium Tour on Netflix all the time. Because my
Obviously.
child has it on all the time.
Oh, right.
She's
okay.
obsessed because she is also dramatic.
Mm.
So she'll do all these angry faces and be like,
Apple doesn't throw itself out on the tree.
Exactly. So I think like when the Reputation bit happened, I was like, it's incredible. But I'm like, I see it a lot.
Yeah.
And the Folklore set was so nice and so good.
Oh.
But Fearless, the Fearless segment of that set,
Really?
oh my God. Like she started singing You Belong With Me. I was grinning. I was like having the best time. It was so good.
Oh.
Evermore as well. Like she does Willow and they come up with these like, it's all like magical. People have accused her of witchcraft, haven't they? Because it's so like witchy and
She's one of
everything.
us.
And then she sings Marjorie, which is like devastating.
Marjorie.
Marjorie. You're right, love.
I am Marjorie.
That's ruined the song for me forevermore.
Forevermore.
Evermore.
Nice.
And Midnights. She ends on Midnights and like she does the Bejeweled and Karma and Mastermind, which I don't really like consider one of her top songs, but it's so good. And it's crazy because you get to see it a bit from her perspective because obviously there are like bits where the cameras are right on the stage looking out at just thousands and thousands of
Wow.
people, and you're like, is that what she sees? Because it just looks incredible and also very scary. And then she like every now and then does these little looks to camera. You know, like you know how extra she is.
Like as in like she's in Fleabag.
Yeah, a little bit. It's like The Office. It's like you're part of this massive experience of all these thousands of people. Because you're watching it and there's cameras there, she'll look into the camera and wink. And then you're like, oh, is it just me and you, Taylor? A little bit intimate. Do you know what I mean?
Can I just say something that's probably like not... Can I say something very base?
Yeah.
She's fucking hot.
She's so hot.
She's so hot.
Have you seen her do vigilante shit?
No.
Oh my God.
But that outfit, like the Reputations outfit with the black leg
with the one exposed leg and the...
Hot
yeah.
damn.
She can
That
do a
is
body
sexy
suit.
woman. And she's tall too, right?
Yeah.
She could be a big T.
Because everybody is a sexy baby and she's a monster on the hill.
Relate. As I'm sure
She's
you
a
do.
big T.
She's a big T. I just said that. She's a big T.
Did you? I
Yeah.
missed that.
Oh.
Sorry. Not listening.
Rewind the tape. Oh, amazing. Oh,
But yeah, it was,
so you enjoyed it.
I mean, I wish I was like in London at a big Odeon.
Yeah.
With, like I imagine I've seen videos of people dancing and doing like the
The
big George
Cardiff one
strut.
I saw, people were
Yeah.
going absolutely mental.
Yeah, but because it was quite a small screening and there were a few kids there, so I was a bit like, oh, how far do I go? But I had a nice time. I was dancing a little bit, singing along.
Lovely.
Felt like I was there.
Yeah.
It was
Did you get tickets?
yeah,
You did.
going next year.
Oh my
I'm
god.
so excited.
Where, for London?
Yeah, but
So excited.
I am going to be almost behind the stage, like really high up.
Okay.
So
So she'll just like peek behind. Like,
yeah, she'll like, hey, and give me a little wink. I'm sure, like she did in the film.
Yeah.
Um,
So that was your dad life for the week then.
I mean, we went to the fair afterwards. The fair's in town,
Okay.
which is hideous, isn't it? Because the rides have been knocked up overnight and they look like they're going to fall apart any second. One of them's closed already because somebody nearly slipped out of it.
I love that you think that I would go to the fair
The fair.
in general. I don't do things like that.
No. Hooker duck. Guess how much hooker duck is now?
What did you call me? That's my new nickname, Hooker Duck. How much is it?
£5.
I could buy a hooker duck for that.
You can have a good time with the hooker duck.
A
for
hooker
way
duck.
less than that.
Yeah. Wow, £5 a go.
£5 a go.
Did you hook? a
Yeah,
duck?
we've got 2 kids. There's £10 to win 2.
Did you win anything?
Yeah.
What did you win?
Teddies.
Teddies.
Well, we won flamingo for the baby,
No.
and actually we got slime for the older one,
Slime.
which is in the car still, and I'm hoping that she'll just forget that we've got it.
My niece is obsessed with slime. If I
Yeah.
give her, like, I gave her some earrings as like a little auntie, but she got her ears pierced. And then she sent me a video of her putting them in slime. I was like, this is not this to go in your ears.
Was it at least ASMR? Like, bloop, bloop,
No.
bloop.
Not really. But, so Taylor Swift and then the fair.
And then the first, it was a busy day, yeah. So tell me what's happening in the world of Danny Does Dating.
Look, we love a short king. We do.
Yeah, I mean, when
However-
you're over 6 foot, it must be difficult.
Yes, but well, not difficult. But I love a short king. I love all sizes for people. However, come correct. If you're a short king, come correct. Like we had matriculated past the threshold of like you just not ever speaking to me again was not great.
Yeah.
And then so to do that, I'm gonna come for you for being short.
You came for him for being short.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, in my head, he
You're-
ghosted me. So me and the voices in my head had a great time about how he's not a short king, he's a short asshole, I guess.
Twat.
So basically, I think what happened is I made him feel so good about himself. Like I do this. I feel like I need to start coming in at 50%. Do you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Because straight out the gate, I'm like, you're the best thing ever. Like, look at you. Look at you, you little thing. You're great.
Yeah, you've got to love that.
And I like to make people feel good about themselves. However, some people, they already feel pretty good about themselves. Do you know
You
what I
don't
mean?
need to feed that
And if I
ego.
go in and gas them up, they'll float away.
Yeah, they're like not fitting through wide doorways anymore.
Exactly. So I wouldn't say that's the most successful week in dating. However, there are some silver linings. Do you want to hear some quotes from
Always.
dating apps that I've seen this week?
Absolutely.
All of these are real, right? All of these are real men, gentlemen, and what they're saying.
Real words coming from the fingertips of my species of human.
Yes. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
So on Bumble, there's this thing about me. People say about them. And my bio is like,
I'll beep that. I'll beep that.
I'm not being that honest. Okay, right, ready?
Yeah.
About me. Ex-army sniper. So definitely not a serial killer. Well, unless I'm getting paid.
Oh my.
Lol.
Not the lol. Oh no, that's hideous.
Another one. About me. I eat ass. We've got a date on Tuesday.
One of their 5 a day.
5 asses a day. That's a lot. Another one. You ready for this?
Yeah.
About me. I'm the nice guy that everyone gets on with.
Oh.
The one that women passed up when I was younger because I was too much of a nerd or some shit. Now, on paper, I'm probably fit the bill for most of them. So now I get to be the picky one, I guess.
Oh, see, that's the kind of person that would like kill people and not get paid for it. But that's it.
Pro bono.
Like, talk about red flags.
Bitter and sad.
So, like, men that think they're the nice guy, and that's the reason that they have been unsuccessful in the dating world, are just the biggest red flags.
Yeah, you're just not a nice guy.
No. If you've been passed up 100 times, maybe it's time to change something about yourself.
Have a look at yourself.
Have a look at yourself, love.
And so there's also a feature on Bumble, which is the way to win me over is ...
Having an edible ass.
That's where I've been going wrong. The way to win me over is 3 different people that I saw said a roast dinner.
A bit of gravy.
Yorkshire puddings, lols.
Pig in a blanket.
Someone else said a home cooked meal. I think they just want like a guardian.
Yeah, they just
parental figure.
Can they not just move back in there with their parents?
Honestly. And someone else said matching underwear.
Well, like you match with them, or like you have to wear?
No, like your bra and your pants match,
right,
which has never happened. Couples underwear. Imagine. I don't know why that grossed me out so much. Like I do have underwear, which I'm sure at some point will match each other, but it's only completely accidental.
Go straight in with the coordinated lingerie.
Yeah. The shortman who ghosted me actually said, "Oh, I really like. I've got a big thing for lingerie." He said this whilst wearing pants himself that were so old that parts of him were poking through the pants because of the holes. And I was like, wow, the audacity of you to say I want a Victoria's Secret model while I can like see inside of you from 20 feet away because of how rotten your underwear is.
Yeah, I thought that's a universal man experience there, like having underwear where it's the waistband starts coming apart.
It wasn't the waistband from where I was looking.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Just a big old hole in there.
A couple more on that. Be little and cute.
Oh, no.
Win me over by being little and cute.
So you need to be a child.
Basically.
To attract these men.
A child with matching underwear who can cook a roast.
This is, yeah.
And the last one was have good eyebrows, which honestly, fair.
I can't relate.
I can. Yeah.
So you've got to have eyebrows, matching underwear, bit of gravy.
And
you might attract somebody who owns a gun.
And you might attract somebody who kills either for money or out of the goodness of their heart.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that you won this week.
I feel like I'd be pretty confident in taking that. I mean, ooh, that's disgusting. Is that really what's out there?
That's what's out there. I mean, I'm sure there are good men on these apps somewhere. Maybe. I mean, I'm not basing that on anything.
Maybe they're on different apps.
Maybe.
Reddit.
Delete it. Okay, so it's time for your big D's.
Decisions.
Where you've sent in questions about a decision that you want to make that you think we might be able to help you with.
Yeah.
So all of this is on you, basically.
Completely unqualified advice.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the listener question. My formal, like prom, is in January, and 2 boys have asked me to it. I don't know which one to choose. Help.
That's a problem.
I'm reserving.
Okay, I see. No, I see that because you're so popular. So you've got 2 boys to choose from. I think you can only go based on your gut, right? There's no other way. If you've got to decide between 2 people, there's no other way to do it other than just be like, get all that the head thoughts out of your head, out of your brain, and think like, which one of these people excites me, which of these people do I find attractive, which of these people do I want to spend a night with in my best dress, my best clothes. That's all you can really go on, isn't it? Like,
well, I mean, I'm just very angry at the question, if I'm being honest. That's not a dilemma. Toss a coin.
I mean, it's a good problem to have. It's a good dilemma to have.
I mean, that question basically reads to me as like, hey, look at me. I've got 2 boys who want it.
It reminds me of that bit in Friends, with Chandler Bing.
No.
Where I think it's Ross is like choosing between 2 women. And Chandler's like, oh, 2 beautiful women like me. My wallet's too small for my 50s and my diamond shoes are too tight.
No, it's that. It's exactly that. It's like, oh no, what am I going to do? I'm just like fending them off, so to speak. Look, just go and have a great day. Take the both of them. Get into like a Mrs. Doubtfire situation, like one over here, one over here.
Yeah, just polyamorous relationships.
Exactly.
It's 2023.
Exactly.
If they're open to it.
Yeah.
Have your cake and eat it.
Yeah. I think we just kind of bullied this person rather than answering their question. But look, you get what you get.
I think we've helped. Go with your heart, and I hope the diamond shoes flexible enough to fit your feet.
Cinderella.
Buy a bigger wallet.
Honestly.
So I've got the second dilemma.
Okay.
Decision to be made.
Okay.
So this person has said, I have a dilemma.
Right.
So my favourite family members are getting married next year on the same day I have Taylor Swift tickets for. What would you do? And it feels like they've already made a decision because they've put on the end. And how would you break it to the family that you can't go?
Wait, so favourite family members?
Yeah.
So firstly, they've chosen favourites.
Right.
One of whom is Taylor Swift.
It's a very anti-hero of you.
Honestly. I mean, it does sound like they've already made their decision. And look, let me tell you something. Marriages, they're not forever. Catch the next one. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, in my head, as a big Taylor Swift fan, when you're an artist that you love does a tour to this scale, where they perform music from all their albums that span like 17 years, you aren't going to get that chance again.
No.
And like, they might stay married forever. They'll have an anniversary party.
Exactly. Go to that. Or maybe like sell that ticket for Taylor Swift, get a load of money for it, buy like another date if you can for the tour on like a resale.
Yeah.
And then whatever money's left, use it for a wedding present.
That's thrifty.
Everyone wins.
That's a really good shout.
That's some 2023 budgeting advice.
The difficulty is because this tour is so sold out, you'd have to wait till nearer the time to try and get the resale tickets, to buy a resale ticket that wasn't.
Favourite family member, though?
I mean,
who's your favourite family member?
Obviously my children.
Oh, damn it.
And my wife.
I'm glad you didn't ask me the same question.
Who's your favourite? I can't ask you the same question.
Wait, did we answer the question?
I think we answered the question. I think the answer is, if you can buy a ticket for another day, using the money that you've made from the ticket you've sold, that would be the diplomatic thing to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, bin off the wedding.
Yeah.
Dance your tits off to Taylor Swift. Precisely. Have a lovely time. Right, we had to cut there because Danny had to blow her nose. She told me to tell you that she did it in a sexy way.
I'm never not going to have a cold when we're doing this podcast.
Never, honestly. And then it'll be me next.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just the time of year, love.
Does D stand for disease?
The two big diseased. I'm not diseased.
Yet.
So shall we move on? So the next segment, we're going to do Where's the D?
Fabulous.
I'm going to tell you a little story about my life.
Okay.
Within there is a lie or a deception.
I enjoyed this the last time we did this.
Yeah, it was fun, right? And also I got to show off about being on Derren Brown.
And I got it right.
And you did get it right.
Yeah.
So I've really got to try hard to
Okay.
bury the D
Okay.
deep. Have I ever told you about the time where I auditioned for the X Factor?
No, I don't know this.
You're joking.
No.
Oh, I could have made a really easy D. So in 2010, I was at university.
Right.
And I was a bit impulsive. And basically, we used to watch the X Factor. And one of my friends, one of my housemates, we both used to just walk around the flat singing all the time. So I signed us up to audition for the X Factor.
Confident.
And like, she lives in Cardiff. Like, that was her hometown. So I signed up for the Cardiff auditions. There's two of us. She's called Lucy. So our name together is Ducey.
Choices.
I mean, you know, we were doing it as a bit of a joke. So yeah, but because we were a group, so we go to...
Did two people make a group?
Well, yes.
Okay. Good to know. Sorry.
You know, you got Jedward and
I wouldn't say they're a group.
Ant and Dec.
All
What were they called?
Like a pairing? A double act.
Double act. We were double act.
Okay.
What were Ant and Dec called?
PJ and Duncan.
PJ and Duncan. Ah, that's what we were like, but
Yeah.
not. So we went to Cardiff to audition, and it was quite an experience because they do all the filming. You know when like they used to put their arms in the air like and do the X,
Yeah.
like with their arms. That's where they do it all because there are thousands and thousands of people.
Right.
So the first stage of the auditions, so many people, because we were a double act, we went through the group entrance, and it meant that we cut lots of the queues anyway. And we decided to sing for our audition that was going to change our lives. A song that Dizzy Rascal and Florence and the Machine had done at the Brit Awards, which was a mashup of You've Got the Love,
Right.
which was a Florence and her machine, and then Dizzy Rascal's Dirty Cash.
Right.
And they mixed it up.
Were you the Dirty Cash?
No.
Okay.
So we thought we'd flip it. So I did Florence and Lucy did the Dizzy Rascal rap.
Right.
So we go in and we audition. And obviously, I went to Barry Island, by the way, while I was there.
Oh,
funny.
cracking to
That's
out.
when I visited Barry.
Logsflume, you can't knock it.
Oh, I couldn't see Dave, though, and his coaches. So we were in Barry's Island.
Down Barry's Island.
Then we went to this audition. And you meet a producer. So the first audition is in front of a producer. And we did our little thing. And they gave us this little yellow slip. And we progressed onto the second round of auditions.
Wow.
So I actually got through an X Factor
Wow.
audition. I know.
Singing Florence and the Machine songs.
Yeah, and Dizzy Rascal.
I've done karaoke with you.
You get one good.
Okay.
Didn't say it was good.
Oh, so it was... Okay, carry on.
So then we had to go back the next day.
Right.
And we go into this room and we decide to stick with the vein of song that we had. So we did Empire State of Mind. I don't know if it's part 1 or part 2, one of them, with the JZ and the Alicia Keys. And again, I did the...
You did Alicia's bit.
I was
to
warbling
speak.
New York while
Wow.
Lucy did the Jay-Z rap.
Wow.
And the producers looked at us like we had 6 heads. It was so embarrassing because even though we were doing it as a bit of a joke, like when someone looks at you, like you, I don't know what they were looking at us, like we were aliens, like freaks. They were literally like,
Like you need an adult.
yeah, they were like, as if like, are these people for real?
Great TV.
It was mortifying. So then we like quite quickly were like realized. So then we was like, can we just get out of here, please?
Oh my God.
But it was crazy, like, because while we were waiting, you could hear people singing in this room. And there was this girl in there, and her dad was in the waiting room. He was like, oh, we've auditioned every year, we have. She ain't got through yet. And we were like, oh, this is really bad.
Well, it's a nice day out, isn't it?
Nice day out. But then she comes out crying
Oh.
because she didn't get through again.
Oh.
I was like, oh, do you know what? I can't tell if it's a pushy parent or a parent that needs to say to his child, like,
No.
do you know what, Lev?
You know Pavarotti.
Why don't
Lev.
you get a job down the chippy and
Down Chippy
be done
Day.
with it? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, exactly. But I mean, look, I think anybody who wants to put themselves out in that way, and like out there, they'll put themselves out, however you get in. And I mean, you know, it's great. Like, you know, sing, show your talents. And you know,
Yeah.
why not? Like it's brave, it's silly, it's fun.
It is. I think that's the thing. I think it was fun. I know we did it as a bit of a joke, but I feel like those kind of things, if you do it with the intention of having fun,
Yeah.
that might not be the main thing. You might be like, no, this is serious. I really want to be a singer. If you have fun while you're doing it, think it like,
Other people will have fun too.
yeah. And it also changes your perception of things because then you're like, well, I didn't get through, but I had a great time.
And it was cracking day.
Oh, I had a lovely day, Lev. And it
South
was a
Paddy
great
Sidings.
experience.
Exactly.
And yeah, so I feel like that was a great experience to have. It was also the year that One Direction went on the X Factor. So in my head, I'm like, I could have been in 1D.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't sing and I'm not very good looking, but in my head, in my like delusional mind,
And you're older than they all are.
I'm the same age as Louis Tomlinson.
Mm.
I was born in May. He was born in December. We are the same age, 1991.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
okay.
But yeah, so that was my X Factor audition experience. And
Wait,
somewhere in there
There's a lie in there.
is a lie.
Is the lie? I was going to say is the lie that you weren't very good, but I have done karaoke especially.
Oh, you bitch.
And I mean, I'm not very good at karaoke. We have fun. Let's just put it that way.
We had a lovely time. The other people in the pub didn't have a very lovely time.
Fuck those guys. I'm going to say that is the lie that you got put through to the second round.
How rude! No, that was true. we got through to the second round.
Oh no!
And we were like, oh, we're going to see Simon and Cheryl and whoever else it was, Danny Monet. Simon.
Oh my god. Dan is so great.
Such a good impression.
Did a great Alicia Keys.
She never got to see me sing though, because it was just producers, then producers, then producers. And you have to go through like 5, I think it's 5 auditions and an interview.
Wow.
Before you get to see the judges. So actually when you see it, like they see thousands of people in a day, they see about 20.
Okay.
So it's a big deception. The lie, I'll tell you where the lie was.
You tell me now.
I'll tell you now. We didn't do Jay-Z and Alicia Keys.
Oh,
we repeated the Florence and the Machine song, but our backup song, we considered that as a backup song, but we were like, the only song that we knew enough words to was I Just Can't Wait to Be King from The Lion King. So she was going to be Zazu and I'd be Simba. Thankfully.
That I would have said was the lie.
Yeah, they didn't ask for that.
Wow. They didn't ask to hear your rendition of I Just Can't Wait to Be King.
Well, they missed out.
I mean, it was a famous #1 and floor filler for decades.
So yeah, it was,
wow.
Yeah, that was
You've really lived, haven't you?
I mean, when I was younger, I just was kind of like, say yes to everything.
Clearly. You still do it. That's why we're doing this.
Yeah, and
yeah.
That's why I look the way I do, but I have life. Saying yes all the time. Get you to some predicaments.
Well, I enjoyed the story either way.
I'm glad.
And you won this time. I didn't get it. I didn't get
Yeah,
the
that's it 1 for 1 now.
Yeah.
I didn't win the X Factor. If I did, I wouldn't be sitting here, would I?
Rude. Well, I guess it's time for 2 big Ds then.
2 big Ds.
Do you want to hear my D?
Always.
So my D this week is about writer, actor, seasoned stand-up, vicar impersonator, ball of glowing light, and unproblematic national treasure, Dawn French.
I love Dawn French so much.
So I was lucky enough to see Dawn French last year in an early run of her show that was titled Dawn French is a Huge Twat.
I'm so jealous.
In September of last year, I saw it in a small theatre in Exeter when she was like testing the material and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I sat in one of the front rows and she's everything that you would dream and hope she would be.
I love her.
And I just smiled like an absolute fanny the whole time.
Like a what story?
An absolute fanny. I was just grinning the whole time. And the joy and the ballsiness was just like palpable from her. Like she was just like laying it all out there and like testing all this new material. It was quite an intimate setting. And she kind of told us stories and anecdotes about all of the times that she would say she's behaved like a huge twat. Yeah, and the whole purpose of the show was basically to demonstrate that twattery of epic proportions can not only be survived, but it can be celebrated.
Yeah.
Lucky for us. So needless to say, the show was a huge hit. And Dawn has now released a book, a memoir of sorts, based on some of the tales that are told in that show. And it's called The Twat Files.
I love that. I need to read that.
It. So she said that she wrote the book because the most joy that she has in her life is when she's telling her friends about how big of a twat she's been. And in her own words, this book is a call to arms, legs, elbows, and fannies and willies. Just so much fannies and willies, just to say, let's own our own imperfections and let's have an anti-perfection league.
Yes.
So she says, mistakes are like mirrors. They show you who you are. And if what you see is a slightly ugly bit of behavior, if you don't learn from that, then you're an even bigger twat. So reclaim the story and learn from it.
Yeah, that sounds like good message.
Right. So is that true for you? Do you think? I mean, I think definitely the most fun that I have, and I think me and all my friends just love telling each other how much of a twat we've been in various stories. Like it's the funniest thing to tell people, right?
Absolutely. I think that's true. So I think it's why after a night out, the morning when you're talking to your friends about what happened,
the damage report
is like the best part of the night out.
Yeah.
And that's probably why, because you're talking about all the twatty things that you've all done.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know. I've never actually behaved like a twat. This is all just like, no, I really have.
Yeah, like 5 minutes ago.
I know. Right now, probably. Do you want to hear some examples of my twattish behaviour?
Oh yes, obviously.
Because I thought in the vein of Dawn French's quest, I will publicly admit a few of my twattish moments.
Yeah, own it.
Okay, are you ready for this?
I'm so ready for this.
I sexted my mum.
You sexted your mum?
I fully, unambiguously sexted my own mother.
Well, you are from Wales.
And she wasn't into it.
Oh,
and you know
dear.
what? She never acknowledged it.
No.
Neither did I. And we haven't texted since. With just WhatsApp.
That's worse.
Yeah, but this was about...
Is the text still there?
Well, this is about 9 years ago now.
9 years and
Yeah,
you've never
yeah.
sent a text message?
No, I don't think so. We just WhatsApp now. Like the text, I think I just put the full stop on us texting each other by sexting my own mother.
That's outrageous.
I would say that's a twat.
I can't believe you haven't addressed it.
And I never will. Moving swiftly on. So a pen lid destroyed my social status for the entirety of year 2.
A pen lid?
A pen lid.
What did you do with the pen
So
lid?
we had fountain pens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we're all writing, doing a little... So I'm dyslexic and I was often bored because words are hard. So I was sat there, I was playing with my pen and there was the pen lid and I was like, oh, I should be able to see through this. So I was like... and I was just blowing through it, and please don't cut that. And I was blowing through it, and then I heard someone's chair move, and I was blowing through it, and I heard someone sort of like shout and run away, and then I was like, oh my god, like what is happening? And then I looked, and my best friend's face was covered in ink, like she looked like a Dalmatian, and her little glasses, and she was crying because I just like, and then I looked around. And the entire table, all of the work was ruined. There was about 6 people who I had just like pebble dashed with ink from the lid of my pen. And I got into a lot of trouble for that.
It's like a squid. Is it a squid or an octopus that inks people?
It's Danny Kosh.
Danny Kosh, yeah.
So that I would say I've been a twat in that moment.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd say that's silly twattery.
Silly twat, yeah.
I mean, I have also been a twat in a way that's perhaps a bit mean.
You? No.
I know.
Can't believe it.
So I think I hate hurting people, even though I do it really well. But I do, like, I think that's some, you know, and everybody, you know, we're just big bags of feelings walking around, aren't we? So people are going to get hurt. However, so I was in a band, as you know.
I do know, yeah, very good band.
Oh, thank you. We were playing the Barfly in Camden. We'd sold it out. This is when I was about like 26. It was the first band that I'd been in, and we were all like quite full of ourselves. Like, I've just sold out the Camden Barfly, like with my rock show. Anyway, I told my boyfriend at the time, who I had just broken up with, my ex-boyfriend, recently ex-boyfriend, to come to the show. Like, I've been like, oh, we're playing this venue. Like, aren't we great? Like,
come and see how good I'm doing.
Exactly that. first strike on the twat scale. However, I completely forgot that several of the songs in the set I had written about the breakdown of the relationship with him.
That's brutal.
Especially one which I had been particularly clear, but also quite mean about him. And I just hadn't even considered that. So anyway, I literally start playing the opening chords to that song, and him and his friends walk into the back of the venue. And that's when I realized that my empty, arrogant gesture had fully bitten me in the arse, because then I had to play the song to him and his friends that was about how much of a dick I thought he was, even though he really didn't do anything wrong. And I just felt awful, and I felt disgusting, and I felt stupid, and I was literally biting back tears for the rest of the gig, looking at his face while I played a room full of people a song about how much of a knob I thought he was.
Was it obvious that it was about him?
Oh yeah.
Was it like a Dear John kind of moment?
It was unambiguous, I'd say. Like, and it was also specific. It's a very specific song. And that was a moment of like absolute twattery, because he didn't deserve that, and I ruined my own night.
You ruined yourself. That's the thing, isn't it? Sometimes when you're a twat, the person you hurt the most is yourself.
Exactly.
Oh, you've let yourself down, Lev.
Constantly. Please don't leave me hanging. Like, I've just aired 3 twats. Please.
You've done what?
I've just aired three separate and increasingly painful twats. Come on, help me out here.
Thing is, so when have I been a twat?
Narrow it down a bit.
I mean, first of all, every time I get behind the wheel of a car, because I am not one for other people's driving techniques. Do you know what I mean?
Are you a road rager?
Well, it's not.
Because that is twattish behaviour.
Well, people think it's road rage. I would say it's the fact that I know how to drive and other people don't.
What people think it's road rage? The police?
People that are in the car with me.
Okay.
But I just get frustrated when I drive, like at dangerous behaviour.
Okay, yeah.
And when people drive a bit slow, and when people don't indicate, when people cut you up, and when people just generally
that's not
have a car near me.
That's not you being a twat. That's just you.
No, I'm quite a twat, because I get quite horrible, and like I say things.
Here we go.
Things come out my mouth, and I say it, and I'm like, whoa, and my wife will be like, oh, did you just say that? I'm like,
and your children are like, I just learned a new word.
Yeah, I learned a new word. It's well, I feel the thing is that having kids as well, like, adds to the stress of driving, because like when something happens in the car that is dangerous to you, and you've got your kids in the car, it's that fear, and the fear kicks in, and then you just become this like demon, because you're like a twat, because you're like, I've got my kids in the car. Like the other day I was driving down a road at like 30, and a car just pulled out, and I literally had to do an emergency stop with both of my kids in the car. It's terrifying. I know it's only 30 miles an hour, so like, what's going to happen? But the fact that there are people on the road who just don't have that awareness, you know, it turns me into a twat. I guess I am a bit of a road rager.
Okay.
But like an embarrassing twat moment, I think about it all the time. There's things you lay in bed and you go, oh,
I need this. You need to tell me this.
It's not even that bad, I don't think. But so I went to a Louis Tomlinson concert. So he had a moment where this is not when I went to see him, somebody had thrown a chicken nugget on the stage, and it hit him square on the head.
Why are we doing that?
Why are we doing that? That's twats. Don't throw things on the stage.
Don't throw things at Louis Tomlinson.
Don't throw things at anyone while they're doing their job.
Exactly.
And he became quite a viral moment where he's like, ooh, as it me and Ed with a fucking chicken nugget.
What you like?
What you like? And then because of this, and because people kept throwing stuff, he had an announcement that played before his concerts that was basically saying, don't throw things at the artist.
For fuck's sake.
So then the announcement went out, and the Wembley Arena,
the school hall,
went deadly silent, and I just decided it would be a good idea to shout, ooh, is it me and Ed with a fucking chicken nugget? And no one laughed.
Oh no! I would have been the one person on the other side of that stadium laughing about that. Just so you know.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But what makes it worse is that because I make videos online about Louis Tomlinson and One Direction and music in general, there were quite a few people in that hall who had already been like, oh, I know who you are because you make TikTok videos and whatever. So not only did I make a tit of myself in front of like strangers, some of them knew who I was. It was basically mortifying. And then but every now and then I think about it. I think about that dead silence after I thought I'd made some really funny joke.
Yeah.
So I suppose that was twatty.
I would say that falls into the category of being a twat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you, Dawn French, for your book and for all of us.
I love Dawn French. I wish I could go. I've got my friends going to see Dawn French.
Oh, really?
Soon. And I'm like, oh, I wish. Because I grew up on French and Saunders.
Yeah. So did you know that she wrote Ab Fab?
Yeah, I knew that she was a writer with, yeah.
There is nothing that she does that I don't find funny.
I know, I the same. Because like Vicar of Dibley.
Oh, it's my ultimate comfort watch. It's so funny.
And I remember watching and her talking about Vicar of Dibley and saying how everyone around her was meant to be like funny in the initial proposal. She wasn't going to be funny at all. And her character was going to be like this deadpan character living in the world with everyone. And I was like, and then she decided ultimately that no, her character Geraldine had to also be funny and be on a joke.
Yeah.
I was like, but imagine it would have been such a different show because she just was like the heart of all of it.
Yeah.
Because she is so funny.
She just like her paws are funny. Like it just comes out of her.
Have you seen this Instagram video she does where she just doesn't even say any words?
Yeah, just kind of like waffles on, but you know exactly what she's saying. Yeah.
She's just a comedy genius. Her and Jennifer Saunders,
I mean,
together are incredible. Separate are incredible. They're just like
we have like so much to thank them for collectively, like a whole generation of like funny women and like funny female-driven comedy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mainstream, like it's Have you ever read her book Dear Fatty?
I've not read it.
So Fatty is what she calls Jennifer Saunders.
Yeah,
that's her name. And there's so many stories in that book about when they first started doing what they were doing, and they met in drama school, drama school. And she said one of their exercises that they used to do was for when they'd be walking to class, they'd leave their flat that they lived in together, and one of them would have to start fake laughing, and then the other one would have to pick it up, and they'd have to, for like a 20-minute walk or something, they'd have to spend the whole time fake laughing to each other. And she said that by the time she reached college, her campus, she'd wet herself from how much that fake laughing had turned into like proper laughter at each other. Like, what joy.
That's lovely, isn't it?
It's not just the best thing. Me and my friends have tried doing that, but I guess we're just not that funny. We had to like forcibly wet ourselves. The show Dawn French is a huge twat. It's touring the UK until the end of November. And as of making this podcast, the book The Twat Files is currently #1 on the Amazon bestsellers list. Though don't buy the book from Amazon, buy it from somewhere better than that, like an independent bookstore. Or a Waterstones.
Waterstones. I love a Waterstones.
Me too.
I lose so many hours in a Waterstones.
I know.
So my big D of the week is Disney Adults.
Okay.
Because I was invited to the Disney 100 exhibition, which is currently at the ExCeL London.
Lucky.
For a limited amount of time because it's like touring.
Right.
But yeah, it's incredible. So the website says it all began with a mouse and a dream that became a story now being told. Dive into the world of the Walt Disney Company and experience 100 years of magic like never before. A once-in-a-lifetime event celebrating the iconic characters and stories that have captured the hearts of audiences around the globe. And it literally is that. It's a celebration of Disney from like way back when. You go in, spoiler alert, if you are planning to go and see it, because it is quite magical. So you walk into this room and you've got Walt Disney introducing Disney and talking about everything, and you're in this room full of sparkly lights. And then you walk through and there's like the book from Sleeping Beauty and the glass slipper from Cinderella.
What, like the actual ones?
Yeah, it's all like the movie props and bits of costume, and there are like original drawings of like Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and all those guys, the gang. And you've got a bit of Star Wars, bit of Marvel. It's just an amazing exhibition that takes you through every part of Disney, from the animation to the live action films to the parks as well. There are like bits of rides from the Peter Pan ride at Disneyland.
Yeah.
They've got one of the boats there. It's
Oh,
one of my favourite
wow.
rides.
Yeah.
They've also got like the horse that Dick Van Dyke rides, the carousel horse
Right.
that Dick Van Dyke rides.
Oh, with Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins.
They've got that. They've got so much there. And it was really cool. And then because it was like an invite thing, it was like a special preview. So I went with a friend who I'd met through doing video content online. And at the end of it, there was Donald and Daisy,
Right.
Duck,
Yeah.
in their like 100 costumes. There was also Mickey and Minnie, but we like got
But like the characters.
yeah,
that,
the
like,
characters
from like the parks and things.
Yeah, the actual people.
Did I ever tell you about the time that Goofy poked me in the eye?
Goofy poked you in the eye.
Yeah.
What did you do to Goofy to get him to poke you in the eye?
And nothing. I went up for an autograph. It was Disneyland Paris in the parks.
Yeah.
And I went up for an autograph, and the man inside of Goofy.
No, Goofy
poked me in the eye, and I was inconsolable. I
How
didn't
old
get
were
the
you?
autograph. I was 25. No, I was 5 when it
5.
opened. Yeah. Yeah, he poked me in the eye. But Minnie made it better. She came and gave me a crutch, and all was restored. You were telling me about Donald and Daisy.
Yeah, I met Donald and Daisy. Gave him a little hug. But it was so cool because like obviously the characters only are ever at the parks. So then when they've like come here to do this like special preview event, I don't think they're there like as a standard.
everyone.
So I don't think you go in like and you see them. But obviously to like promote it into this preview, they were there, and they had an evening event as well. And Pluto and Goofy and Chip and Dale were there.
Oh,
I didn't go to the evening. I know. It's so nostalgic. Like I always think like millennials, I feel like have a real connection with Disney because it was so big.
Yeah.
And like in the 90s, we had the best Disney films, like so many of the best ones. Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, The Lion King, like the peak of
The
Disney.
Rescuers Down Under.
The Rescuers Down Under.
A classic.
And like we didn't have a lot to do. Like it was either play outside, or choose one of your videos to put on the VCR.
I mean, this is the thing. Like, I mean, I think that some people don't like remember or have never known how finite media used to be.
Yeah.
Like now, like you can have anything whenever you wanted to. Blah, blah. But back in the day, if that film had been released already, like the next year, you just couldn't get that film.
No.
Like it just didn't exist anymore. Like I remember trying to watch a copy of Nightmare Before Christmas, but like it had been and gone. So that VHS just didn't exist anymore. You just couldn't get it.
Yeah, exactly. It's which meant that you had a selection of
you had what you had.
films.
Exactly. So you would watch things like 100 times because it was what was in the drawer underneath your telly.
Exactly. Mine was The Lady and the Tramp. That was one of the films that I used to watch. Yeah, exactly. I am a lady.
But I'm a tramp.
But yeah, and I feel like so as someone who's like childhood, like Disney was a big part of my childhood.
Yeah.
And then like obviously you have Disney adults.
Yeah.
Who kind of have that. They maintain
never lost
that.
The magic.
They don't lose the magic.
Yeah.
And they go to the parks. People there have been to the parks tens of times, all of the parks as well. You know, California, Paris, Florida, and even like Tokyo as well. And they are so deep into the Disney magic. And I know they get a hard time. Like people are like, oh, Disney adults get a hard time.
Who gives Disney adults a hard time?
You see it all the time because people.
Show me Adam. Let me Adam.
There's a I thought you said Adam then. I was like, who the fuck is Adam?
Where's Adam?
But I love the whole thing. I think,
I think if anybody's like giving a Disney adult a hard time, go fuck yourself. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's joy. Like, I mean, in case you haven't noticed, we're not exactly all bubbling over with joy and orgasms all the time. Like, it's
yourself.
It's hot. I do. I do. No, but like, it's hard out here. Like, if you can get a little bit of joy or a little bit of comfort,
a little bit of magic,
from enjoying Disney, buying the merch, filling your house with the merch, decorating, like whatever it is that you're going to do as part of that expression of your passion for Disney. Like, if anybody has any kind of thing to say about that, go fuck yourself.
Absolutely. I completely agree. I just think and also, can we start calling people that still watch football football adults. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly.
Because you're going to talk about fanatics.
Sports adults.
Sports adults. You're such a sports adult.
Oh, you're such a sports adult.
Isn't it?
Yeah, like fixating about your egg and spoon race at the age of 45.
But it's true, isn't it? Because, you're allowed to be passionate about sport.
We're way past.
You're allowed to
passionate.
throw TVs out of your window when your team loses.
Well, I mean, not to like be really serious for a second, but like after a big sports ball game, like incidents of domestic violence go up by an awful lot.
Yes,
when a person's team loses, and it's just like, why is there? I think the loophole and the sort of collective like, oh well, it's fine because men like that, so that's where all the money goes, and I'm generalizing here. I know more than men like sports, but really, it's like this. It's well funded. It's this, it's that, and I think like this year is definitely showing people that the collective buying power of women is not something to be fucked with, because we've got Barbie, we've had the Little Mermaid, we've got the Renaissance tour, we've got
the Eras tour,
we've got that Eras film. Beyonce's going to do the like. We're out here, we're spending money.
Yeah, and and
you can't fuck with that anymore.
That's it, because even with Harry Styles and his core audience is women, and girls, and you look at how much money that has generated and merch, and this is the thing, isn't it? Like music and film and whatever you would generalize and say, oh, this is has a more female audience. Well, those things are absolutely skyrocketing at the moment.
Exactly.
So, yeah, absolutely. Like Disney adults, absolute big fan. And everyone there was so lovely. Everyone I met was so lovely. Like we got given a plushie and I got a Mickey Mouse. And one of the women who were there was like, oh, if you've got kids, do you want to have my Minnie Mouse? My Minnie Mouse. And then it like, you've got the pet. And then you've got one for each child. And I was like, oh my God, if you're sure. Do you know what I mean? It's like so lovely. And that's the thing, isn't it? These people who believe in this kind of magic, spread that kind of magic. I mean, you just have a lovely, lovely, lovely time of it. And everyone should be more like a Disney adult. Enjoy the things you like. Be proud and loud about the things that you like and love.
Definitely. Because like if anyone's going to try and like yuck your yum, then that person is just like...
Yuck your yum. I absolutely hate that.
Are you yucking my yum right now? You all saw it. No, but like if any sour people are gonna try and like dampen down someone else's like fun and fireworks, like just do one.
Yeah.
More Disney adults.
More Disney adults, absolutely.
Okay, so who do you think gave the best D this week?
I think you did.
Yeah.
With your Dawn French. And your one-liners from the Bumble.
Yeah.
Because as horrible as they were, I mean...
It's a lot.
I need more of them.
You're going to get more of them. I mean, I liked yours. I think I like Disney adults, or Disney in general. I just think it's just magical. And like, obviously you went to see the Taylor Swift film. I think we both gave some pretty good D this week, actually.
I reckon you gave a solid 8.5 out of 10 D.
I'll take that.
You'll take the 8.5 D.
Ouch. I'd say I'm going to give you a 9.
That's too generous.
Taylor Swift,
fair enough.
Taylor Swift.
She brings everything up. I'll just talk about Taylor Swift every episode.
She does.
Stop that.
Thanks so much for joining us on this episode.
It was nice to see us, wasn't it?
Join us next week where we
let loose
2 more big Ds for your enjoyment.
In the meantime, come and say hi and rate our Ds across social media. We are at 2
TWO
Big Ds Pod on pretty much everything. And you can also send in your dilemmas, your big questions of the week to
TWO
Big Ds Pod at gmail.com, and we will help you make some big life decisions in the next episode. So thanks very much.
Thanks for joining us. Let loose.
Let loose.
I knew you were going to do that.